welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who would like to speak to your manager, Bill.
Hi, everyone. That's right. And get what I want.
The man that won't take no for an answer. So last week, Bill showed off his is it kid pool? No, it's baby pool.
It's baby pool.
Played by Ryan Reynolds' infant child. Although that character was definitely CGI, so I don't know what the hell they're
100%.
talking about. I don't know what you're talking about saying that the baby played that character. Maybe the audio, but even that I doubt.
Probably the
lie.
Gaga.
Trying to make it a family affair. Come on. Anyway, so Bill told the story about how would you go on a Wednesday before the movie was even out?
I did because I had heard that Regal was, some theaters, it's the day of. You have to get the popcorn bucket the day of.
Yeah.
And they won't sell it before that. But Regal puts it out a couple days before.
They don't give a
So I said, I'm going to try my luck. And I was talking to my cousin today about it, and I tried calling ahead of time to see if they had it in the first place. Yeah. Save myself a trip, because the closest Regal for me is a little under an hour. So it's like, that's a trek for nothing if there's nothing there. So I wasn't able to get in touch with them. I found out when all the movies were playing because they're really good like that. But God helped me to try to find an actual person to speak to on the movie phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you show up. Did you go to see a movie, or you just went for the popcorn bucket?
I just went for the popcorn bucket because there was. I was towing along two kids at the time.
You drove an hour.
I drove 45 minutes.
Not even knowing that there would be popcorn buckets available. You show up, you go up to the counter, you see in the display that there is a popcorn bucket there. You say, I would like one baby pool popcorn bucket. And then
first I go to the kid.
Yeah.
I say, are you selling the popcorn bucket?
Let's not say kid.
And he says,
let's say
we're selling
concessions attendant. He's not a child. He is employed. We have labor laws in this country. He's not a child. He is an employee of the theater.
So the concessions attendant. I go up to him. I say, are you selling the Deadpool popcorn bucket? And he said, we're selling one, but it's not the one you're thinking of, which I'm assuming he meant the Wolverine popcorn bucket.
He just assumed. He thought he could read your mind.
Right, that I was looking for the
Professor X. Or Cassandra, I guess.
Or Cassandra Nova there, yeah. Yes. He had his fingers all up in my face.
Feeling up in that cream.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on? I was like, stop. That's not the bucket I want. So, no, I wasn't looking for the Wolverine one. So I said, no, I'm not interested in that Wolverine one anyway. I know you guys aren't carrying it. I go, I'm interested in the one you have in the case.
That's like when you're at Disney and people are like, where's Harry Potter? Where's the Harry Potter? Sorry, sir. You're in the wrong. You spent a lot of money to come to the wrong place. So you finally clarify that you want the one. You point at it. You're like, I want that one.
I want the one in the case. Yeah. Like the baby pool. I think that. I think that one's more interesting anyway.
Yeah.
He goes, we're selling it. I go, can I grab one?
Yeah.
And I even went as far as saying, he gets it. And I said, so does it come with the? Because sometimes you buy the popcorn, you also get you buy the bucket, you also get the popcorn with it.
Sure. Yes, that absolutely makes sense. It's a popcorn bucket.
Right.
Makes sense,
so I ask him. I say, do you also get the popcorn with this? Thinking, my kids will have a snack in the car on the way home.
On the hour ride home from getting a popcorn bucket.
Yeah. He goes, the caveat was obviously there's a Target attached to this. So I said, if we go down there, we get to go to a Target we've never been before. Kids.
Oh, wow.
So they were already instantly excited.
They were on board. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes, no, but I think you get a discount on the popcorn.
Okay.
I was like, so you get the bucket. Ridiculous. It is. It seemed very ridiculous.
But he goes back to get it for you, and then what? He comes back and says, no, I'm sorry, we're sold out.
We're sold out, yeah.
And then you say, what?
I said, no, you're not, because you have one in the case there. Can we sell that one?
Right. But that's not how.
And he goes,
how did you say it? How did you say it?
How did I say it?
How did you say it?
I said, well,
say the line. Say the line.
Well, no, you're not, because you've got one right there.
There it is.
And you're gonna sell that one to me.
And you're gonna sell that one to me. Put it on a T-shirt.
Not going to. Gonna.
You're gonna. Put it on a T-shirt.
Gonna.
There it is. So we put that clip. And you did end up getting it because the kid went back and asked the manager. And the manager is like, yes, we are a retail establishment. We do like to sell things to make money. Yes, of course. Not a crazy idea.
I feel like, and the manager was smart by doing this because, it's like, if it's the last one, which great for me because you get that feeling of, I got the last of something. But at least at that point, you're not holding one in the case and then saying, no, we can't sell that, and having to deal with every other jackass who's a little bit more assertive than me. And say, no, we can't sell that one, but we are sold out except for that one, which we have to keep on display. That doesn't work. It's easier just to sell them all through and then say, no, we sold out. Sorry.
Sure. So you're helping them with store policy. Everything you did here is great. Now, we clipped that and we put it on TikTok. And so far, as of today's recording, about 400,000 people have viewed that clip. And in the beginning, people were pretty much on your side, saying like, I would probably do the same thing. But as the night progressed, the tide started to turn against you, Bill. The word Karen was bandied about. People were calling us children. They were
entitled,
questioning if this is what adults are like today.
Right.
Someone called us a boomer, which is we're two generations away. We are elder millennials, sir or madam. Jesus.
See, this is one of those comment threads where you can like pick a couple and read them out loud and then respond to them, but I'm not going to give that any.
Well, I went through and responded to almost every
I've been responding to some of them too. It's been fun, but I mean like reading them aloud and like having a response. Sure. No, anything that you touch, I leave alone.
Thank you. I probably should have pulled up some, but if you just want to go on our TikTok, it's probably more fun that way. Go on there and read them, and then you can see our responses to the people.
Yes. I mean, we all take everything with such a light heart. I mean, I'm not offended by anything anybody says because nobody knows me at a personal level. I mean, there's that too. Yeah, that hurt my feelings.
There was we almost had like a anyway. So it's funny though because I just posted that clip not really thinking anything about it. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, you didn't edit it at all. It was pretty much a linear cut.
Yeah, and I really just wanted to show off the popcorn bucket, thinking that people had just seen the movie and would be interesting to see it. Yeah. Not really realizing the impact it would have. So much so that I always forget their name. Ain't It Cool Gifts? What are they? What's their name on our podcast friends?
What?
Something A. No. The podcast
Adventures
people.
in Collecting?
Yes, Adventures in Collecting. So much so that Adventures in Collecting posted a survey on their Instagram asking if they thought that you were in the right, if you were a Karen, or if you were a psychopath. And don't look so shocked. Currently, that you are in the right is leading.
Okay.
But at less than 50%. So if you combine the other two, more people think you're a Karen and or a psychopath than we're in the right. So go vote if that it's a story. So it'll be gone by the time you hear this. But
wow,
support.
Did we clear them on that?
Our podcast.
Did we clear them on that survey?
It's the internet. You can just do whatever you want. You can just. But they reposted the video, so it helps us.
Okay,
it's all it's funny. Usually, if something does well on TikTok, it won't do well on Instagram and vice versa. This video is blowing up everywhere. Like people love it.
Fun.
They love it. Yeah, it's so funny.
I hope it's not lightning a bottle because I mean I've been having fun all day. I'm just like, I'm like a local celebrity at this point.
For real. I'm telling you, we got to get shirts printed up. But when you start, that's the line. We got to get something with your face. If you're an artist out there, make a little caricature of Bill or something with a popcorn bucket. Make you as the popcorn bucket. That's what we got to do. Oh my God! People using your head like the Dune popcorn bucket. Somebody make it happen.
Wait, no. Well, then I'm surprised our other friends from the library yard sale didn't get a hold of this, and we're like, he's at it again, folks.
I think they. Well, that's true. That was going to be my comment. That it's like when you're not bullying children at the theater.
Yeah.
You're going to steal from. We just need a list of the things you do. It's just
I do terrible. I mean, I guess
you're just a terrible person. You're just a terrible person.
I don't see myself that way. I mean, I feel like I don't. The real Bill.
Well, I was gonna say the real Bill started to come out in our interview with Greg Stone. Because you were saying some things. It was really coming out of you. You were more reserved on this show.
I was a shy, reserved child all the way through high school. And it's almost close.
You're making up for lost time. Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Well, speaking of that, if you have not listened to the bonus podcast with Greg Stone, please do. It's very funny.
I swear.
Tune in for that. If you want to hear Bill swear. And it's on the podcast version, totally unedited. The YouTube version, I tried to cut out the F words because they don't like that so much. But podcast, you can hear Bill say the F word. It's a magical time.
Wow.
We had a lot of fun with
Yes, we did.
Greg. We're going to do some more work with him in the future. Check out his special on YouTube, Nobody Presents Greg Stone. It is actually funny. Some comedians are not funny. I found him to be very funny, so check that out. So you had your moment in the spotlight. I, too, had a moment, or it's currently happening, because my episode of Behind the Power with Rick Schick has finally premiered on YouTube. We talk about Power Rangers. Rick Schick was one of the original VFX artists on the show, on the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We talk about toys and how he used toys to create the show. So go to Behind the Power VFX on YouTube. Check it out. Share it.
I watched it. Very professional.
I was going to say, it's the most professional thing I've ever been involved with. I sent it to my mom. She's like, thank you for mentioning me in it. I was like, that's right. I did mention that you called Toys R Us to get the Dragons Award for me.
My gosh. She's calling places. Did she show up and say, you're going to give me the Dragons Award?
She did. She showed up and threatened to shake down the Toys R Us employees. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think I've told this story before. My mom, she loved us so much, and she would definitely break the law for us. There was a time when they sold these stuffed animals called Puppy Surprise, I think, where it was a mother dog, and inside the mother dog were puppies, but you didn't know how many puppies were in the dog. You would have to wait till you got it home and open it up. My mom said, my children are going to get the maximum number of puppies. So she opened those toys in the store until she found one that had the most puppies. And then those are the puppy surprise. So it was not a puppy surprise for us. We knew.
This is your mom's week.
This is my mom's. This is my early Mother's Day gift. She was the best mom. She is the best. She's still with us. She's the best mom. But as kids, she's the best. I don't know. I guess we would probably do that for our kids today, but maybe that's where it comes
100%.
from.
100%. Hell yeah.
She's the best mom.
She is the best mom I've ever had. The best mom is my wife, my children's mom.
I didn't speak up about my best mom. Hey, you know,
listen, we all know your mom is the best. We have
everyone's
4 great
moms the best.
right here. Everybody in this little conversation has a great mom, is somehow connected to a great mom. So
yes.
Let's talk more about me being mean to retail employees.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to watch this clip. No one's going to share this clip. Oh, be more mean to people. Come on. Jesus. But I do want to thank Rick and Vic and everybody behind the Power. I met Vic through, he was just a fan of the show, and then I happened to do that Power Ranger convention. And then he knew he had my number, and he said, hey, we need someone to talk to Rick about toys. You want to do it? And I said, my voice sounds about what it sounds like right now. I was just getting over a cold, but sure. So I slipped on my Cake-worthy Power Rangers hoodie. Is that the name? That's Cake-worthy? Is that who does them?
I think that sounds right.
I think that's right. I got to tag them.
So they more free stuff.
No, it was Cake, wasn't it? It wasn't Pie. Pie-worthy's weird. So I slipped on my hoodie, and I marched down there, and And that was like 6 months ago or something, but finally premiered. I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. So go watch it. Come on. Talk about
it's not long either.
Continuity.
That's the best part. It's just like a little 17 segment.
Minutes.
Yeah,
it's very flashy. It's very flashy. You get to see my whole body. It's a little extra of me at the time.
They reveal your last name,
he says my last name, which I don't love. I don't love that. But that's okay.
Oh no.
I never even mentioned that to him. I don't know. Rick looked me up on LinkedIn or something. I don't know how he got that. Try to ignore that part. People are going to be putting two and two together to find out where I shop. They're going to go to my Ollie's and get that Modoc.
You're going to go to that Target you're always going to.
Well, I switch it up. There's at least 3. So
there's 3 Targets,
but I'll hit them all at the same day. So it's like like the what's the cups game where you where's the ball? I don't know. Where's the Paul? What Target is that? Should do that's gonna be the toy we put out where it's like a Russian nesting doll with different targets, and then the final doll is me inside of all the targets.
Oh, very nice.
Or not. I don't know. We're just spitballing here. So that was that. I think before we go any further, we wanted to give a shout out to one of our favorite people, Lil Steve Austin on TikTok.
Gosh, Lil Steve Austin. Lil Steve 316. You've made a friend by me.
Well, he was already my friend, and now he's your friend.
He?
Because
he's my friend.
We're like he was at Comic-Con, and he picked up he knew that we were fans of the Cobra Commander exclusive.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know. He had private messaged you.
Yeah.
Said, hey guys,
he knows. He watches the show, so he knows.
Oh, he does? Okay. So he knows, he said, hey, I'm going to the show. If there's anything that you guys are interested, just let me know, which is great.
Yeah.
Because
he was just like, I'll pick up anything. And I said, I would like that $18,000 T-Rex head.
Yeah, you were joking around, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for the once was a man Cobra Commander.
Oh, you asked for it? I didn't even know you specifically asked for it.
I didn't even realize he didn't respond. So I mean, you mailed it.
I was joking around. Hey, get this.
I was just joking. I mean, I haven't even opened it out of the box yet.
I was just joking.
Hey, I paid for this. I didn't.
I understand. But he sent you a bunch of. So the cool thing, I mean, there's a lot of cool things about Steve Austin. But very unique thing about him is when he sends you something, he packs it full of extras. It's like Christmas morning.
I didn't expect that. So I'm literally like, I get the box yesterday. We're gonna get the Cobra Commander out here.
Live unboxing.
There it is. Oh my gosh, it's lenticular too. I do love a good lenticular package.
Yeah, that's
look at that.
That's amazing.
I was once a man. You got Roadblock rhyming in his ear. It's just fantastic figure.
It's beautiful.
Fantastic.
It's 2 figures technically.
It is, right? Yeah, and you can wrap the snake portion around Roadblock's neck.
Yeah.
White out his eyes. He was blind for half that movie, trudging through the snow of Cobra Law.
It's the worst place to be blind.
So I'm like, he gives me this heavy box of stuff, and I'm like, what is all this?
Yeah.
And it was swag, which is great. So stuff to look through, little comic books, and
stuff from the show, from Comic-Con.
Stuff from the show, just a little piece of information about the day.
Stuff he didn't want. He didn't want, but didn't want to throw away.
Maybe the little religious pamphlets.
Yes, he did mention that the Hooray for God people were out there giving out their comic stuff.
This was hilarious to me because about, I would say 8 or 9 years ago, we were up in New Hampshire walking a trail, and I found one of these, and I didn't realize that it was religious, and it was called The Walking Dead, and it was just attached to a tree, and I was like, what the heck is this? I don't care if someone put something on it, so I grabbed it, and I didn't realize it was a religious pamphlet with some info on it. But yeah, it was called The Walking
advertising.
Dead. Yeah. Oh, there's a Power Ranger for Morphicon. Power Morphicon.
I would have liked that. Did he send you any Build-A-Figure parts? That's what he sent me.
No Build-A-Figure parts.
Just
a
random
keychain for the cruise.
Oh, that's nice.
Couple fun pins from Hasbro Pulse. His Megatron.
Ooh. Well, that's
there was a Rattler, a couple lanyards. And then this is the most exciting thing. And I got to tell you, because this is going a long way. So, first of all, he sent 2 bags, which is great. Like reusable bags. tote bags. So, and in one of them was nicely wrapped, a nice little autographed
photo of little Steve. I still have mine. I love it.
This is going to go framed. Funny. I'm going to put it right next to my kids on the wall.
Yeah.
But
your family photos, yep.
Tote bag number 1, The Simpsons.
Oh, we love that. Oh, his eyes tremendous. Are green. It's freaking me out.
Yes.
What happened to him?
Nice. Actually, this is a backpack. This is a backpack. This is not a...
Oh, it's like a
tote.
It's a tote backpack. That new technology.
It's a tote backpack.
That's very smart. Wow.
This is great. And then this is to me, this is the greatest thing. And in my family, like tote bags and things to carry, people get jealous over them. So this has now become my new bag for ripping off yard sales.
Love it.
Because quite literally, you unfold this monster, and I just disappear. It is gigantic.
That is a lot of bag. Holy crap.
It is literally like 3 by 3 feet.
You got to take that to Goodwill's fill a bag for $15.
Boy Scout yard sale at the end of this month.
There you go. Yeah. Take it to
I had my kids in this
day.
today. It was great.
You put your kids in it?
They both fit, yes.
Wow.
It's as wide as it is deep.
That's what she said.
That's what she said, yeah. So you don't want her to say that, but yeah.
Well.
No. It's no fun. So listen. So. What?
Don't be that funny. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. Don't be that funny today.
So little Steve 316. Thank you so much,
Steve. Thank you so much, little Steve. I get every time.
It's 100% appreciated.
He is the best. He is the best giver. Yes. We got to put that Secret Santa together this year so that we can just get gifts from him.
Oh, fun. Yes.
So I think we should probably talk about Deadpool because we've both seen it at this point. And I saw it first. I did not spoil it for you. Well, let me ask you this. How much of it was spoiled for you before you saw it? Because you talked last week about your mom was giving out names. Well, let me ask you this. What were the names that your mom mentioned when she was reviewing it?
She mentioned Channing Tatum.
Okay. So I knew
and she mentioned Jennifer Garner.
Okay. So that another one where that had been rumored for a long time.
Right.
So I don't think that... I mean, if you didn't know, it would have been a fun surprise. But I think we kind of had an inkling that was going to happen.
I wouldn't have had an inkling.
You had no idea.
Okay. No idea.
Would you have even known that was Channing Tatum dressed up as Gambit?
Yes, I would have known. Because I would have said, "Oh, that's the Channing Tatum." They were trying to pitch that
they were
so long ago, and it never got off the ground.
Probably for the best. I think we can all
feel
agree
like
on
it.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have worked. I don't think that could have been a serious
was just
movie.
Wild to me. I'm like.
It was very accurate.
The sock on the head. It was very accurate, but I was like,
that's what people wanted. Cartoon accurate, comic accurate. Wouldn't have worked.
It doesn't translate. I don't know.
Sometimes things don't work. Now, I will say that I 100% had no idea Chris Evans was in this movie.
Same.
And when he reveals himself, I also was like, "Oh, Captain America!" And then he did the Johnny Storm thing, and I was like, "This is amazing." It makes much more sense that he would be that version.
I was surprised by that, and I think that was the one main surprise that really got me excited. I was like, "Yes, this is terrific."
What's crazy is that they shot a lot of the stuff in the Void practical, and there were a lot of leaks because we saw, I think, Sabretooth. We saw a lot. Either Chris Evans was never practically on set, physically on set, or those leaks were staged, because how could they leak the other stuff and not leak that Chris Evans was there?
Sure.
So it makes you think.
That's true.
It makes you think.
It does make you think.
I thought, did you stay till the end for the after credits scene?
I did not, because I went to a very late show, and my old adult body at 12 o'clock was like, this was the decision was made early on. I put the kids down. I went to my wife. I said, "What should I do tonight?" And she said, "You could either go down and clean the basement, or go and clean the attic." And I said, "Well, listen." I go, "I already cleaned the attic. It's good." I go, "What I want to do is see a movie, because what I would be doing is just watching TV. So why not just go see a movie?" And that was the whole.
She gave you permission to do that.
She gave me permission. She said, "Yeah, you
well,
can bring
I just
your
want to
girlfriend."
say,
and I was like, "Yeah, I'll bring her. She doesn't exist.
bring your
That's why
girl
I'm here every night
with your second defibrillator that you take everywhere. Your travel. What is it called? CPAP.
CPAP.
CPAC.
Yeah, the CPAP.
CPAC.
Yeah.
Like the Greg said, you should get the second one.
Should. Thinking about it all.
I mentioned this. I mentioned the after credit scene because it's very funny in context. Because in the movie, Deadpool says that Chris Evans says all this shit about Cassandra Nova, but we never see that. But in the after credits, we go back to that scene where they're traveling, and sure enough, Chris Evans says all of the shit that Deadpool said he said, and Deadpool was like, "Gotcha, motherfucker!" Like it was just a very funny button on that joke.
Now,
so you missed out. I'm sorry, I spoiled it for
you. I didn't. I had to ask today. I was like, was there one? Because at this point, it's like, so I enjoyed the movie enough. I don't know if I enjoyed the movie enough to see it again.
Hold on. So this is where
you're going to win me over.
Well, I don't need to. I'm not getting paid from the Deadpool people, but I will say I enjoyed this movie so much. It was the most entertaining movie-going experience I've had in a long time, and I would very happily go back to pay to see it again because there was so much in it, and even just that very first musical number is worth the price of admission alone. Now, I asked you, what did you think of it? And you said, I asked you, did you like it? And you said, probably not as much as other people. So what didn't you like about Deadpool?
I mean, someone's going to be like, he's going to take an L on this one, but
I just feel like them.
I'm not worried about
the people.
I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about the people.
Speak your truth.
I feel like it suffers once again this convoluted mess where you can't just like jump in and see the movie fresh. You have to see like 8 other things in order to even though Deadpool references every one of them and is like, oh, by the way, you have to watch Loki's episode. And that's the joke too. It's like, I got to watch Loki episode 5 to figure out who this giant dog monster is in the sky.
Yeah, the cloud monster.
But like I feel like this movie in the trilogy itself, and I was thinking about this all day, it almost seems like the Return of the Jedi of the Deadpool trilogy. Mm-hmm. And that the first one did well, not surprisingly, did well, but was like, it was like, oh, this is something. It did very good for an R-rated movie. Superhero movie.
I think the people making it were surprised that it did as well as it did.
And as Star Wars A New Hope was a surprise.
Yes.
You go to the second one, a little bit more character-driven, a little darker. Sure. I feel like the first one's a stronger entry. The third one, and this goes to Return of the Jedi, and likening it to that, just seems like a means to make more money in every single facet. So
search for
bring in every single character. So like Return of the Jedi, every single alien, hundreds of different aliens in Jabba's palace, Ewoks, all that stuff.
Sure.
Everything. Everything
costume changes for everybody. Yeah.
Right. And so now we have this with multiple characters who hadn't had Marvel Legends figures since the Toy Biz days, if they had them at all.
God.
And now, like you mentioned, it's like this movie, I had to think about it when you first said it. It was like Deadpool's going to save Hasbro, and I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah. And then I'm seeing it now, and it's like, they're set for like the next 5 years in terms of releasing stuff if they want to.
They are allowed to make all of these characters, 100%.
Well, some of them are so safe, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to.
I'm just thinking about licensing, like when they made the movie, if like Wesley Snipes signed off on likeness rights.
Oh, sure.
It's possible they did not, because there were a lot of people in this movie. They probably had to skimp somewhere on these contracts.
Okay. I mean, it was a fun movie. It was fun, but I don't think it was like, it wasn't groundbreaking. Like, it wasn't this is the movie that's going to save Marvel.
Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. You don't think this movie was groundbreaking? Have you seen other movies like this?
Maybe.
No, come on. No other movie has been able to pull this off.
I'm drinking my spicy Coke.
The fact that they got Chris Evans to come in wearing Captain America's outfit but playing Johnny Storm. That they got Wesley Snipes, who famously does not care for Ryan Reynolds. They got him to come on board.
Yeah, but he didn't have to share. He didn't have to share any screen time with Ryan Reynolds.
No, I understand, but still, the fact that he showed up.
Did you like that they had
yes,
to
the answer
take
is
Tony
yes.
Stark's photo?
Anything you say,
and
anything
cover
you
up
say,
Peter Parker because
wait, what?
If they used Tom Holland, it would count as an entry to the contract to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. Did you like that?
Say it again. I missed the first part.
So, when Deadpool is being interviewed by Happy Hogan, John Favreau's character,
that was the only part I did not like, but I think we can all agree on that.
They pan over to that photo of Tony Stark shaking Tom Holland's Peter Parker's hand, and the Iron Man mask is covering Tom Holland up. In the photo.
Because that would have counted as one of the
that would have counted as an appearance. Yes.
See, I love that because you know that someone watching that would think that means nothing, but you know the exact joke behind it. That they would have wasted an appearance by Tom Holland. That's hilarious.
I don't know. Did you laugh out loud at this movie? Because I didn't. I did not.
From start to finish, I was laughing
must have just been the time
loud.
of day. Must have been the time of day.
You didn't have the right
I
headspace
chuckled.
for it.
No, you're right.
No, it was from Bye 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 to short Wolverine, comic accurate height Wolverine.
I did appreciate all of that.
Stitches. Good God. You look very passed away when he had the bones. My wife's laughing now just from me referencing it. When he's sitting next to the bones of Wolverine and he crosses the skeleton's legs. It was perfect. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. And honestly, the fact that they could pull it all together and make a cohesive story, and then Tom from Succession as the villain was inspired. It was all so well casted.
See, I've never seen Succession, so
listen, that's not my fault. I told you to watch it.
No, I know. I got a list of movies and shows.
I will say the one thing that the one person in this I didn't love, and I feel bad for saying this, is Pyro, because he was not a big enough part of the X-Men universe to have that role. I feel like they could have got a bigger
You don't
character.
think so? He was in the trilogy. He was in the trilogy.
I understand, but he didn't make anything of himself outside of it. So I feel like if you had a bigger person in that role, because then they kind of they knocked him down. They said not everybody gets a speech. If it was a bigger person, I would have felt more like that joke worked more. But everything else,
So that guy was supposed to be someone?
he was Pyro.
I don't know who that is, but I had to Google
See? She doesn't know who it is. It doesn't work on that level. It only works on the people that have been watching these films for the last 24 years.
She's seen him. Well, you were just arguing that he was a big enough part. So somewhere in between. So I guess this movie's not for everyone, but it was for me. 100% it was for me. And now I want action figures of every single character. I
can't say that it was terrible. I just can't say that it was like the most amazing thing that I'd seen. But like you said, I may not have been in the right headspace because it was so late at night.
You got to give it another shot. Well, it's too late now. You've ruined it. You can't. There's no second chance to make a first impression.
Fair
I feel
enough.
bad for you, son. But
it's all right.
Alas, where do we go from here? Okay. Here's what I say coming out of this: there will never be another Wolverine. There's no way to cast another actor as Wolverine. Just don't have Wolverine, or have Hugh Jackman when you can, but you just can't do it. No one's ever going to be able to top that. He had like Oscar-worthy scenes in this when he was talking.
Yeah,
like he made you feel feelings.
I was just kind of like, oh, this is the origin of this Wolverine, that he was the drunk and that he left and then he came back and all the X-Men were dead, and I was like, that's why he's sad.
Well, sure, it's his fault. He was out drinking and they got decimated. He could have been there with them and saved them. You're way too into like the timeline and like what makes sense. You just got to enjoy it for what it is. Stop trying to make sense of the multiverse, because you can't. You kill yourself.
Didn't they get rid of that? Didn't they get rid of it? It's gone now. It's done.
It's not done. TVA is still there, stronger than ever.
Oh, okay.
Someone was trying to argue that the Logan from Logan is different from the Logan from Days of Future Past, because in Logan he mentions there haven't been any mutants born for 25 years, but in Days of Future Past you see kids, so it's not possible. That's the same Logan.
I thought Logan was just a direct continuation of the very first movie. And that was it.
Know.
Everything in between didn't matter. That's what I thought. They
make it up. They make it all. Everything. It's whatever is convenient at the time.
I thought that movie was just like a practical standalone.
I think that's probably the best way to think of it.
And if you wanted to connect it to anything, I thought that was well established that it only was.
It doesn't matter.
The first one,
Deadpool's
or it was nothing.
Disneyland.
Because there's X-Men comic books in that movie.
You can't. Well, true. That's the thing. None of it matters.
Did
you have a good time? That's all that matters.
I stayed awake. That's good.
None of this matters. It kept you. Listen, I think that there is a positive review. It kept you awake. Yeah. It kept you alive.
There was nobody talking, which was spectacular.
Oh my God, it's my favorite. It's so rare these days.
It is.
All right, I need a moment to recover from my astonishment at you not loving Deadpool, and then we will come back.
Liking it, but not loving it.
Listen,
that's fine.
It's fine. I do not. You are allowed.
I know
to have your opinions. You know what? You can bully these kids at the theater, but you're not going to bully me, Bill. All right?
Okay. You stand your ground,
by.
Paul.
Stand by.
Your ground.
It is Florida.
Me.
It is Florida. All right. We'll be right back. If you watched or listened to our bonus interview with Greg Stone, you heard his opinion of Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU as Dr. Doom. This news broke pretty much as soon as we stopped recording last week.
Yes. As is tradition with a lot of things.
As a tradition, something always happens. That's why we wanted to make sure to have that show afterwards so we could capture our thoughts on that. But let's rewind a little bit. Now we've had some time to digest the thought of it. We've seen Deadpool, so we know kind of like how they're treating the multiverse now. Mm-hmm. What do you think of this news?
I mean, I think I'm just as excited as I was when it was announced.
So you are excited for it?
I don't know if I am.
Okay. So you're not excited for it.
I want to be wowed by Marvel again. I don't want to just be like... I want to leave the theater being like, that was a great experience, not just be like, oh, okay. It's more of the same.
Those days might be gone, Bill.
They might
have
be.
Aged out of it. Again, I think we, being the greatest generation, were able to live through the one time in history when comic book movies really wowed the audience. I don't know that we can get back there.
Collective experience.
Sure.
Is what.
I think it might be gone.
I think other people are living it, but I think they're living it falsely.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
They're living in the shadow of what used to be. They've heard rumors of what it used to be like, and they're trying to get back there. But no. We know what it was like.
So Greg made a good point saying that at some point, Doom's always Doom, he said. Like, there's no... the variants of Doom are just going to be Tony Stark's. And...
Yeah, Doom cannot be a variant of Tony Stark. Doom has to be the original, which means the Tony Stark that we've seen for the past decade plus was always a variant of Doom, if that's how they're going to do it.
Sure. So I don't know. Outside of like the story, I mean, I saw... So did you see the clips? Were those actual clips from that Fantastic Four movie that they showed?
So they were not, because they like only went to England to start filming after those had been released. They were like proof of concept things where they shot them to show like, this is what this will look like. This is what this could look like. And it's weird.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that you saw that?
I thought it was hokey.
Yeah. Do you like that Mr. Fantastic's going to have a mustache?
That doesn't bother me. Does it stretch? Okay. Is it a stretchy mustache?
It better. It better stretch.
Is there going to see where he stretches?
When he shaves and he stretches out his face to shave in the original?
No, I just remember when he's dancing at the club and he twirls up in the air and it looks really bad.
Yeah. The CGI was not ready for Mr. Fantastic back then. It was not ready. I'm sorry. And also contacts too, because the blue eye Jessica Alba was freaking me out.
No, fair enough.
So I don't know how I feel about this. There's nothing we can do. We can't start a petition to say stop it. And my point that I was trying to make to Greg is that in wrestling, if someone cancels, you replace them with a bigger star. I don't know that a bigger star in the context of superhero movies exists. No, there's been chatter about Tom Cruise playing a Tony Stark variant. That does nothing for me.
That doesn't do anything for me. No.
Tom Cruise
at this point, I feel like Robert
technically
Downey Jr.
a big star.
Is bigger.
In the context of this film, there is no bigger celebrity than Robert Downey Jr. There's no one else you can bring in. Can you think of anyone? No,
I can't, because everyone is like almost like fan service. Like, this person would be great for it, but we've got Robert Downey Jr. back. Let's be happy about that.
There's just no one. That's how celebrity and Hollywood has been overtaken by comic books.
Greg brought up good. It was Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers, so he brought up very valid points that they have a proven track record that what they put into the Marvel Cinematic Universe works out and brings in tickets and brings in the money and brings in the audiences and everything like that. And I believe him, because it's like, yes, they do.
Yep. I don't know that, like, artistically it's the best choice, but I think in reality, in terms of saving this universe, keeping it financially viable, this is what you had to do. And they did it. And they paid whatever it cost.
If they came in, they were like, nope, Robert Downey Jr. is now Kang. What would you say to that?
Have you seen the pictures where he's every character? There's like a movie where he's dressed as a woman, so he's playing, he's playing a female character.
What I've been seeing
in blackface for Tropic Thunder, so he's playing Kang.
Oh, sure. That is. Oh, then I have seen that. I've been seeing a lot of like the if you're familiar when watching House of the Dragon, it's the she's found these dragon seeds, dragon riders.
I'm not spoiler.
Oh, okay. But like the meme is just like her holding up, like it's a photo of her as a coach holding up like a jersey with the dragon's name on it and the character, like it was like a draft pick.
Okay.
So hilarious. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Got some time. I mean, what?
Well, we got some time. But like, what's? Yeah, and then it's two movies back to back, two Avenger films. But what do we have prior? Fine. We have the Fantastic Four. I think another Spider-Man. They got to pull all this shit together. They got to make it seem like a cohesive unit again.
And then the Captain America is out in February. That's the next Marvel is Captain America.
I know, but that's like
that's still ways away.
February now. It's like, are we even? I mean, I hope it's good. I just feel like it's going to be one of those things that's kind of like quickly brushed over.
It probably will be, because we're going to have to get to
configure it through reshoots, and they added the villain. Like, it originally had different villains, I guess. Like Seth Rollins was a character at one point. Really? I don't know if he makes the final cut.
Do you feel like the Robert Downey Jr. news eclipsed everything else? Like, it eclipsed like Fantastic Four. Are you more excited to see what these Avengers movies are going to be as opposed to everything that comes before it?
You know what it did? It did the same thing as James Gunn taking over the DC universe did to all the movies that hadn't been released yet. You knew that these weren't going anywhere, so you stopped caring.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case here 100%, but if these movies were written, conceptualized, and shot prior to them realizing what they were going to do, then there's going to be some changes to like where we are, where we go. So I do think that makes these, not the Fantastic Four, that they must have known, or like they haven't shot it yet, so there's time. And obviously Doom connects to the Fantastic Four very heavily. That's their villain.
Right.
So I'm hoping that they knew well enough to make this make sense. But we'll see. I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. If we make it there. Well, hopefully we do. I didn't realize until recently that there's a brand new Batman cartoon on Max from Bruce Timm, and it looks like the new adventures of Batman and Robin.
Okay.
And it's kind of not the best. I don't...
Have you watched some of it?
I watched a couple, and I like really stopped paying attention because it was very like heavy on the police detectives, and then they made the Penguin a female character, which is a choice. And then it's like the early years of Batman, so he's got like the long ears, and then all the character redesigns are like Harley Quinn is there, but she's looks much different. Like they changed these characters to look like
So this is a completely
maybe more realistic.
This is obviously completely new, but stylized similar to New Adventures, right? Is that what I'm gathering?
Exactly. So
I did see a shot. I did see a shot of him on the rooftop, that iconic image, and I'm assuming that's part of the intro of the show.
Probably.
Okay.
I need to give it a more
Max, or
serious.
is this on Netflix?
No, it's on Max.
How come I saw it on Netflix? Are you sure?
It is because we just got Max so that we could watch Dragons, and that's where I watched it. And I watched some of Beetlejuice so I could be prepared for Beetlejuice. How come in Beetlejuice his character's name is spelled with a G, but the movie has a J for juice?
It's a good question. So
it's a good question. Whenever it's written, because the character is like Beetlegeist, and that's the comet, right? It's like the Beetlejuice comet is where it comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of merchandise coming. There's a lot of collaborative merchandise coming out for that movie. Have you seen?
Yeah.
All of it?
Well, it's gonna hit. It's like for the Hot Topic crowd, like the Nightmare Before Christmas crowd. They love that shit.
But
they've got a
miniverse. They've got a miniverse collaboration. Have you seen that in the Targets that you go to every day?
With the sandworm,
like that's the
garden,
sandworm,
the
like
sand
little
garden.
Zen garden.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's fun.
They've got Fanta is doing a collaboration with them as well, and many more. I mean, those are the two that I saw most recently. But
I love it. Bring it back. This is what the world's been missing: is these movie tie-in promotions.
They are fun.
I'm not going to stop until we get glass mugs at McDonald's again. That's what we need.
Yes, lead
Forever,
embossed Star Wars mugs.
Yes, please.
That's like my goal. Like I can go out. So, just aside about the Batman mugs, I'm only missing Robin, but I won't.
Okay.
I want to find the Robin mug at like a Goodwill. Right. It's like my dream.
Yeah.
It's like so I like to manifest my desires.
You have a vision board?
I don't have a vision board, but like I feel like that's what I like to do. Like I like to say, at some point, I'm going to get this by the means that I want to get this. Case in point, the Deadpool. And I want to do that with this Batman mug, unless someone gifts it to me. Like, you can easily get this thing for $3, but I want to just walk into a Goodwill and find it in the mug collection and be like, there it is. It's my Chris O'Donnell Batman and Robin mug.
That's what modern day collecting is like. Like, we could very easily go on eBay and get everything we want.
Could.
But there's no fun in that. We want to stumble upon it for 25 cents at Goodwill. That's what we want.
Let's dial in about manifesting and
manifest destiny.
If you know me, and like you.
I thought I did.
We love Halloween. Right?
You love Halloween you love Halloween shit more than anybody else.
I do. You're right. And that's yes, there's no denying that. So I love the Halloween season. I don't like any of the pumpkin spice and the autumn feels and all that crap. I like the scary movies. I like all the I like that. Right. That's me. So you were aware NECA was coming out with those Ben Cooper trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, like they're Mego figures of children wearing those old,
the iconic
90s
stylized masks.
Shitty costumes.
These go all the way back. These go way back, 70s.
Sure. Yeah. That's right.
So they were released. They came and went. You could buy them on the NECA store. You could buy them on Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Use code TOYPOD to get an extra 10%.
Look at you. You are
Look
a professional.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing the work.
You don't even get any money from that. It all goes to me.
There you go. That's all right. We're doing the work here. So, gone. Thankfully,
sold out.
The toy community, some of the toy community is good about sharing.
Yes.
So I'm on one of the larger Facebook groups for action figures. Someone says, "Don't walk, run to your local FYE." Yeah. And he's got a picture of these Ben Cooper figures.
Yeah.
So I say, well, I'm going to get there eventually. So the one closest to us, I like FYE now. It's great. It's like a fun little place.
No, we're going to talk about FYE after you're done your story.
Okay, that's fine.
You do not like FYE.
I liked it then. So I get in there, I bring my kid, which is always a recipe for disaster because it's like he's leaving with something no matter what. I get in there. I'm looking for it. I'm not going to ask the guys, hey, do you have these? Do you have the NECA trick-or-treaters? Because they probably don't know. I see, and I asked you too, there was a horror section. They had these, I found the set, and they had them in almost like a family, like a lifestyle section. So it was like alongside next to Bluey. Which is odd.
Yeah. Well, the photo
so they were
showed
with kids stuff.
They were okay. Well, now I'm questioning whether I looked, because I really did try to look everywhere.
I don't think you looked in the right spot, because I stumbled upon these, and here they are. I mean, I found
the person stocking them must have thought they were like kids' toys,
kids stuff. Yeah,
they kind of. I mean, they're not horror. They're not really horror.
The creature, the devil, Frankenstein, and who else we get?
So these sold out
and another
from
creature.
The original retailers, and they go for much more than retail on eBay.
They do.
Triple what they originally retailed for.
Yes.
And you got them, not only did you get them for retail, but they were having a sale.
They were having a sale, which is the best part. So I'm standing there, I'm seeing signage all over the place. It says buy one, get one, 50%, figures and collectibles.
Right.
And I say, all right. I go, but you know what? I don't know if it applies to this because there's no signage there. So I just take my 5 and I walk up.
Yeah.
And he starts ringing them up. Sure enough, one's $26. The next one's $13. These retail for $20. I'm getting them at cost.
There you go.
Perfect. He goes, oh, do you want one more to get an extra 50% off another figure? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go buy another set. And flip it.
All.
You know what?
All.
And I'm
you didn't have to say that part.
I'm flipping it. Nope, it's too bad.
You did not.
It's too
bad.
bad.
To say
These
that.
are paying for it. I'm flipping the other ones that I got, and I'm going to get my set for free.
No, you don't have to tell us that part.
No, that's it. There's no wholesome part about it. I'm just that's it. I'm going to get my free toys.
Well.
And then my kid got. So here's the thing. I'm probably not going to do that because I only found 4 of them out of the 5.
You don't have the full
Who
set.
wants that? And then my kid got a Stripe reaction figure, which was pretty cool.
How much was that? Like $50?
That's the weird thing about this place. I don't even know how they operate outside of having sales, which just brings everything back down to retail. Because
maybe close.
The Gremlin was $26 too. Yes. But I was like, what the hell?
This is what I'm talking about.
So rant on. So I was happy. Yes. I manifested what I wanted. It came to fruition. And I'm very happy now. I feel fulfilled with my little dolls.
Love it. My little doll. My dolls.
Yes.
What are you, gay?
What are you?
So the Greg interview. I don't actually. It's fine. It's fine to be gay. Some of my best friends are gay. My wife is gay. No. She just went to an all-girls school. It's fine. Okay. Here's the thing with FIE, and this is not. This has not always been the case, but in recent years, they have gone insane with their pricing. I picked up, not that I bought it, I physically picked up that one of the Wolverine 2-packs, the Hasbro Year of Wolverine 2-packs. How much do these retail for in Entertainment Earth? $50 maybe? Maybe 60?
Those the ones that have Patch and Hulk?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that one was probably a little bit more just because of the size of the Hulk, but yeah, the smaller one's $55.
All right, I want to see because now. Okay, so the Patch one was 60.
Okay.
Then the other ones, what's another character? Okay, $50. You can get
$50.
Psylocke and Wolverine for $50. So the other ones are $50.
Yeah.
FYE wanted $90.
Oh,
90 for this Marvel Legends 2-pack. And that's not the craziest thing. It's not oh, that was crazy and everything else is priced normally. That's how much toys cost at FYE. They double the price and then take off 10%. Because then you just wait for the sale or the clearance. I don't even know. Are there people who have FYE credit cards that can only shop there, some gas stations where it's they know they have these built-in customers? Who's paying this? Is it people shopping for their children who don't know any better?
How Kohl's operates? What? Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. No, at least you get Kohl's cash
Get your Kohl's cash and your Kohl's card. You can't use it in this visit. And get your FYE
cash.
It's a
joke. It's a joke to go in there and look at the prices.
The gentleman there, and bless him for trying. He tried to get me to sign up for some program that was free for like the first week, and then after that it was like $10 a month, and I was like, it's like you can literally get it now and cancel it like before you leave and get 10%. And I was like, this just seems like too much.
So the GameStop trick.
I go, it's already a win for me to find these, so thank you so much.
I'm not being greedy here, sir.
Yeah.
I don't need it. Keep your... See? That's why he was helpful to you. He probably gets a commission on everyone he signs up for this program. Yeah, so FOA is insane. I need to know the story behind their prices. Like, something happens. They have some data that suggests that people are willing to pay double for things in this situation. Well, and I don't understand
FYE stands for fuck you, everyone. So
that's right. Our millionaire friend used to work there in high school or college, right? Didn't he? In the mall?
Was that? Yeah. Yeah, that was one of them.
That was a crazy time. It was like his only job. Now he works at the equivalent of Apple or something. We won't say where he actually works. Okay, enough of that. So we're a big fan of these Jack-specific Simpson figures. Did you get the rest of them? Did you complete your set?
No, I'm not like you. I don't go to Target every day, so no, I haven't been to a Target since.
You need to stop. I don't go every day.
The running joke of the show.
It's right by my house. It's like a shortcut to go through Target.
In the Target. Just say you live in the Target. You and Toy Scales, the two of you, they're like, oh, let's go to Target today.
Listen, they don't have kids.
Let's change our intro.
I gotta get away from them. Anyway, we saw some not leaks. I think it was on Big Bad Toy Store for Series 2 of the minifigures.
We saw that, and then I mentioned that the Series 2 of the 5.5-inch scale was on Amazon.
Who is in that?
Mo and Lisa.
Okay, and then I saw a photo of Mint in Box Bartman. So I have to assume that is also coming soon, whether it's in Series 2 or not, I don't know.
Okay.
So these minifigures, you have Krusty and Sideshow Bob in his prison outfit.
Terrific.
And then Itchy and Scratchy, the actual Itchy and Scratchy, not like robot versions like Super 7 gave us. And then Bart with one eye closed.
Yeah, he's
and
doing
I
like a
am
wink.
assuming he's like setting up a slingshot shot, and that's why.
Maybe.
Because one of the hands is kind of like this, so I feel like that's got to be it. He's shooting something. There's some sort of aiming situation. Now, Big Bad Toy Store has these double the cost of what that first box set cost at Target. So I don't know if that's an error. Double the cost of the
box set? Are these a box set, or are these individual figures?
I don't know. Well, I don't know that either.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's like a case. That's too much. What are they, FYE?
It's too much. That's what I'm saying. Something's wrong. Something is wrong here. Something
Math ain't mathin'.
Whatever that expression is. Math ain't mathin'. So we won't really worry about the price. Let's just talk about character selection. What do you think about this character selection for Series 2?
I'm on board with it. I think Krusty's a strong. I think Krusty's a strong second tier. Good. I think he interacts well with the family. I think Sideshow Bob, again, you can do a lot with the family. Bart, you can do a lot with the family as well. Itchy and Scratchy, they're just kind of fun. You can kind of put them into scenes with or without the rest of the characters. It's just having them do fun stuff. I think the weakest link is obviously Bart, which is good. I mean, when you need a Bart, you need something to carry on, like as the Darth Vader of the line. So you need something on the pegs. You do.
The people can be like, "Oh, The Simpsons." I know Bart.
I remember Bort. Yeah,
I remember Bort. My son is also named Bort. Now, these are the only Itchy and Scratchy figures that have ever been released that aren't on those little pedestals that were required for the sound feature in the World of Springfield, right?
Yes.
So these are like the only clean versions of those characters.
Outside of like something stylized by like Kid Robot or something along those lines.
Yeah. So that's good too. I think these are fine. And they don't exist in reality, so that you could use them probably with the 5-inch figures and say like these are their real heights, or I don't know.
Now,
like,
here's the other thing.
Do you
think are they individual or are they a 2-pack?
No, I don't think they would be a 2-pack.
I'd be very excited if
thought
they
this was a 5-pack.
Individual. Oh, that just seems odd to continually put out a 5-pack of the random characters as opposed to just continually.
Well, they got to keep that
family.
skew on the pegs. They got to put something there.
Why not just continually put out the family?
Because we already have that. We need something new.
Okay. But what are we
They
getting
could
for
do the family
figures?
in different outfits. I would buy. There's a few more outfits I would buy of the family.
Have you seen Chief Wiggum yet as the individual? I haven't either.
I don't think he's out. Just like I haven't seen Marge in the dolls. I don't think she's in the current cases.
Oh, right. Okay.
But somebody had a picture of Marge, so I don't know anymore.
Oh,
but
so
there were those Amazon listings for all of them, but they didn't have
Yeah.
Homer for the dolls, and they didn't have Marge.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You scared me because you were like, this line is dead. And I'm like, well, what do you know?
What are you talking about?
Unless you were talking about a completely different toy line when you were messaging me the other day.
This line is dead?
Yeah.
Maybe I was being ironic.
You might have been. I don't know.
I don't know what I was talking about.
Didn't understand the context of it. So
Yeah. No, that happens sometimes. You sent me a link to a Kickstarter.
Oh, yes.
For... How did you come across this, first of all?
So sometimes on my Facebook feed, Kickstarter will come up with an ad.
Oh,
so this was just a generated Facebook ad for this Kickstarter.
Oh, wow. They're paying. I mean, I guess you got to. For Kickstarter,
Yeah.
you got to advertise it. Yeah. And it's mermen. It's not mermaids. There's no ladies.
It's
the sausage party. Or, I don't know. What's the anatomy of a merman? Is there a sausage?
No,
I don't
like
know.
a mackerel. It's like a mackerel
It's
party,
all-
or like a
it's a
an
clam
anchovy
bake.
sleeve. Clam? No, it can't be a clam bake.
Well,
It's a.
something.
It's a. I don't know.
I don't know how fish fish don't have penises, do they? They just release eggs, and the other fish swims through them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he does. Yeah. There's no fish penises. I don't think. I mean, there probably are. I don't know.
So there's no mermen D. There's nothing to censor down there.
No, that was always
From my
a
experience.
funny SNL skit, and the guy finds a mermaid on the beach, and she's like, "You got to do this to me," and
Oh my
he's
God,
like,
yeah.
What? What do you need to do?
We'll just keep it a second base. It'll be fine. Do you remember what it's called so that we can promote it?
I don't off the top.
No,
of my
I don't
head.
either. But if you just search for Kickstarters with mermen action figures,
Yeah.
there probably shouldn't be too many of them. It'll pop up. Don't worry.
They look
While we're
fun.
talking they look fine. They really went hard on the nipples for some reason.
Yeah.
That's very distinctive nipples and a little low, I think. I don't know if these are based on something, but
Okay.
from bare chests that I've seen, nipples tend to be a little higher up, but
Yeah.
to each their own. While we're talking about smaller toy lines and advertising, 9 to 5 Warriors. While we're talking about nipples, 9 to 5 Warriors. This is a toy line that I think happened. It was a Kickstarter or wasn't a Kickstarter, or was some characters didn't get enough orders and some
No, I
did.
thought it was similar to how Big Bad Toy Store operates the Naughty or Nice, where purchase of will equate to production of.
Sure. So if they didn't sell enough, if they didn't do enough pre-orders, those
Yeah.
characters just didn't get made.
They
So
at
there
least
are
didn't get slotted.
4
So there's 4 that aren't released yet.
Well, there are 4 you can order right now: Major Eraser, Tech Sergeant Scotchy, Colonel Custard, and Commander Chips or Crisps, who's like the Pringles.
Right.
Each $25, which is pretty reasonable for a small toy line. The reason that I mentioned this, I also listened to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and they reached out to them, sent them some free samples so that they would talk about them on the show. And sure enough, they got a 10-minute commercial because they were just fawning all over them. More so the website than the actual toys, because their website is very good.
Okay.
If you go to 9to5warriors.com, the numerical 9 and 5,
Yeah.
they got a nice video at the top. They just have very clean photos. It's very easy to navigate. It's probably the best toy website that exists right now. It's just so well put together. And the toys are fun. I think the ones that got made, I think it was the audience spoke very, very loudly about what they wanted from this toy line, because there were other characters that they solicited that didn't happen, that I think just didn't justify being their own figures. There's
I think it
meatball
was
looking thing that I think was supposed to be.
It was a rubber band.
Yeah.
It was just a consistency thing over. I think everyone was like, "Oh, these are kind of stylized towards food fighters," and then
Right.
you had a character that was kind of made out of artificial sweetener, and
the
she
female figure.
she just kind of looked out of
Yeah.
place among all these
Yes.
the amorphous cookie or whatever, the donut or whatever he was.
Yeah. And there's a couple pencils. They didn't make it. Yeah. So this is all to say we would love to promote your toy if you want to send us some. So you can just slide into our DMs. We will gladly. We just did. We'll do it again. We can get some hands on 9 to 5 Warrior. So I don't know if there's. I mean, I guess these are doing well enough that they're like continuing to promote it. I don't know if we'll see a series 2 of some more characters in line with what succeeded.
It would be nice to see
sets.
them. It would be nice. I think they're put on the back of the packaging as
right. Do you want those unproduced characters? Do you want to see those as toys? Because I feel like maybe the ship has sailed. Like the people spoke. We don't really want that. We don't really need these guys.
Maybe do a redesign.
Yeah, maybe redesign, or maybe just make some new characters. I think that's probably the way to go.
Yeah,
like you see what works. You see what people want.
Right.
Make more
so
like that.
More of that. Right.
Give us more of that. Exactly. Give me what I want. What's the line? What did you say?
You're gonna give it to me.
You're gonna give it to me.
You're gonna sell me that one.
You're gonna sell me that. Whatever.
Either way, you're gonna. You're gonna is the thing.
You're gonna
do that. Yeah.
You're gonna. Very cool. Did you see this StarSpeeder 3000?
I did. It's a D23 exclusive.
Does that scare you? You're not gonna be able to get it?
I think it's limited to only like 3,000.
That's not a lot. It's not
a lot. So
it's big.
How large? It can fit what? 22 figures?
I don't know.
So this was basically just created for. It's like the model that's outside of the queue, like during the queue line. It's that model.
For
Star Tours. Yes. So it's not the actual model that you fly in.
Which is not a real thing anyway.
No, but they did create that one. I do have that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I already have a
StarSpeeder. This looks very much like what you fly in, though. The way the doors open and you would walk through.
Yeah, the coloring's off, though. But the coloring's to match what's in the queue line. It's in the queue line there.
Oh, you mean the outside of it?
Correct.
Well, I'm looking at the inside photos. I was like, that's where you sit. That's where you sit and you're the spy.
Decked up. I don't know. I'd love to see this thing with it's like a carrying case. It's beautiful. What is that? The troop transport.
The Darth Vader?
The Rebel troop transport, where it's just load all your figures in there and carry it away, kids.
It's got a little base that lights up, or it's got some cables coming out of it. I don't know what.
Okay.
Does it float?
I did see the cables.
It's very interesting. I don't know. Do we know how much this is going to cost?
No.
$300, it says here. $300.
Oh, $300. Forget that. No. I think
that's compared to a HasLab. I think that's fine. I think that's very reasonable. Fine?
But what are the figures? Well, it does come with figures. Never mind. It comes with an exclusive
and the Pee Wee Herman.
And the Pee Wee, and he's an exclusively carded. But I have all that. He's carded too. Yeah.
Oh, but it's like the Disney card. It's not like.
No, I already bought my Disney droid. I bought that zombie. He came up the astromech zombie.
Yeah, that's fun too. I think this is awesome. I love this.
Coke.
Spicy Coke.
Yeah, spicy Coke.
Christmas? They have the spicy Coke for Christmas.
Oh, do they? No, I take just Coke, and then I take ginger beer, and I just mix the two together.
You've never been. We talked about this before. You didn't get to go to Harry Potter when you were down here with me.
I've been to it.
Have you ever been? You've been to it since? Okay. Did you get to try the butterbeer?
Yeah. I prefer.
Did you try the frozen
brew over the butterbeer? I think I tried the frozen. I could be wrong.
Okay. I remember the frozen butterbeer because it's like an icy. It's like a caramel icy, and then they put this cream on top to replicate like the foam because it doesn't naturally foam. So it's like a marshmallow flavored whipped cream kind of thing. Okay. I remember being that most delicious thing I've ever had. And I've been chasing that flavor ever since.
Oh.
But I haven't found anything. And probably if I went back now, it wouldn't even taste the same. Because like things, they always change recipes and stuff. And it probably has cancer causing ingredients that they had to like slyly remove or something, allegedly.
That's why your pitch black will never taste the same.
That's right. That's why pitch black could never be the same. That's why we have weird sounding Muppets. But yeah, I've just anytime there's like a caramel flavored something, I was like, could this be? Could this be? But no, never is gonna happen. Anything else we want to talk about?
We've gone through a lot.
We talked about a lot. Very quickly. We've talked about Miniverse tonight.
Yes.
They do the happy hour. So I found the happy hour end. It was like a display at the end of the toy aisle one day at Target. And I was like, this isn't supposed to be here. It says 21 plus. This is not supposed to be a toy. So the other day, I go to that same Target, probably the next day because we go every day.
So many Targets.
It's over by the wine at the end of the aisle. So you're like walking to leave, you go buy it. So I grabbed a couple and I got a couple of sets. I was really chasing the beer steins and then the tequila because it has that golden octopus. Yeah. And that to me is the winner. That's like the best possible one. So today we went back, we were doing some hurricane shopping and they had 3 left. And I don't know if they'll replenish it or that's it. But I grabbed the last 3. The first one I opened, there he is. Little octopus. It's beautiful.
See, that's great.
Beautiful.
And
it's so nice.
To compare that,
my wife made it. She did the resin.
You didn't let her do it? You let her do it?
I didn't have to touch it. I didn't want to touch it and get sick.
Oh, really?
It's so nice. Look at how real it looks. It's crazy.
Be careful
it's not
with
the new
resin.
formula.
No?
The new formula apparently sucks and doesn't harden. This is still the
terrible.
old stuff.
So I'm wondering, so here's a story to juxtapose with yours. So I got one of the Lord of the Rings weapons building mini-verses.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Oh, no.
So
you gotta cure it for like hours.
You do. Because you have to add glitter to give it that sheen. And then that I did... And they give you enough you can make tons of blades with it. So I got the most boring of them all. I got the axe. Which wasn't like the double axe, it was just a single axe. And of course my kid wants to like do everything and I'm like, "Oh, this is the new formula we don't need." And I'm looking at the instructions, we don't need the UV light. So we're doing it at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Wait, you don't need a UV light?
No, I read it wrong.
With air?
I read it wrong. So
I was like, "What?"
So that's like, let cure for 15 minutes and then let set for 3 days. And I'm like, what the
3 days?
No, I'm exaggerating.
Don't touch your toy. Don't touch your toy for 3 days, kids. It's safe at least.
So I made 2, and the first one came out very well. And it comes with, like, it's just kind of like, it's fun to unbox, but like the final thing is just kind of like underwhelming.
I
But
agree.
like you have to like sand down, like it comes with a little anvil and hammer that you have to like pretend like you're.
You gotta
smithing
sharpen
the
your blade, your steel.
Well, that's the
put
thing.
the
So
lemon
it comes with
the salt, like in like the House of Dragons, where he was putting the lemon over his sword.
Sure.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yes. So like you have it comes with a little sanding block too to like get off all the extra burrs from the mold.
Yep.
And what I found, because I made 2, I left one alone for the most part, other than kind of taking off all those extra pieces. I made the second one, and I was like, oh, I wonder what will happen if I just kind of like make it look like the blade is sharp, and it just completely ruins it. It completely it turns
so you
like
can't actually sharpen the blade.
No, you can't. It's literally it's just meant to take off the little burr pieces.
That sucks.
So I ended up
make an adult version.
Maybe
where you can make a really sharp, make an actual knife with it.
Yeah.
Well, I love,
and it's $10 because of the licensing for Lord of the Rings.
I think that one they stretch themselves a little too thin. I love the after hours, though, happy hour.
That's fun.
They're too perfect. They look so perfect. I don't know how many other drinks you can make. White Russian? What other drinks are there? They all kind of start to look the same after. My wife really wants the old fashioned for her Mad Men pops because that's what Dawn would always drink on that show.
Okay.
So we're not done. We're not done buying them yet, I guess. We still got to get that one.
I could do the blowjob shot. That'd be funny. They wouldn't do that.
What does it look like? What is it made with?
That was just like the shot, and they put the whipped cream.
Oh, the whipped cream.
You had to stand on the counter and then go down on the counter.
You didn't have to.
I mean, that's what they were telling all those girls to do. I didn't do it.
You were like, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
On
Not
his
in
shirt.
that context.
It's on his shirt. Don't take no for an answer, Bill. Isn't that what you always told me?
Can't be assertive.
Got to be assertive. Listen,
Dominate.
you're not going to stand up for yourself. Who's going to do it?
No.
All right, everybody.
We're role models at this point. We're raising. We need to raise strong people. The future needs to be strong.
Is that on us?
Well, how am I to? If I were to come back, I came back to the car with no popcorn bucket. How would I explain that to my children?
They would have never been able to look you in the eye again.
Be like, sorry, kids, your dad couldn't follow through. He wasted an hour and a half driving. We could have been home.
He wasted an hour because getting the popcorn bucket wasn't a waste of an hour. Our lives have been fulfilled because we have this
fulfilled
popcorn
with plastic.
bucket.
I mean, we've come to the conclusion that you and I are more plastic than anything else at this point.
It's not just us. It's just in the air, the microplastics. There's no escaping it at this point. We might as well accept it.
And embrace it.
Embrace it, 100%.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. Anything else for this week?
No, this has been a great show.
It's been a good show. We've had a good run. It's a big week for us. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.